The Celtics are going up for sale. Kemba Walker has retired from the NBA. The Pistons have found a new head coach and some news about how free agency went, and also some contract extensions as well. This will all be talked about on today's episode of Big Basketball News. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to episode 3 of Big Basketball News. I hope you all had a good 4th of July for those of you that celebrated, and for those of you that don't celebrate 4th of July, whether it's just because you don't like the holiday or because you're not American, I hope you had a good July 4th. Now, I know it's been a week since the last episode of the Big Basketball News, and we have a lot of news to talk about. The free agency happened throughout that week, and we saw most of the players that we were basically expecting and waiting for to get signed happened. And obviously, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to all that stuff. Now, I know in the intro I did say I was going to talk about free agency, all the contract extensions that did happen, but I'm going to be honest with y'all, I'm lying, and I apologize for that, but it's for good reason. The reason why I brought it up is because I want to talk to you all that I will be uploading a video later this week, making, just a whole video talking about free agency as a whole. I feel like with all the stuff that did happen, it deserved its own video than a quick little segment in this news thing. Now, I have other things to talk about that hopefully you guys will like, and, I've already been talking long enough, so let's move on to the first segment of today's episode. The first segment that we will talk about is about the Boston Celtics selling their team. It was reported on Monday, July 1st, that Wick and his partners, hopefully I'm saying his name right, are planning to sell majority stake of the Boston Celtics. This comes right after they just won the NBA championship, so for many people, this seemed like a very strange thing. No one understood why you would sell the team when they just won a championship. Now, looking into it and trying to figure out myself as to why they did this from many sources, the only answer I came up with when it came to any answer really, it was the same answer that every article had, which simply said that the reason why Wick and them did it was because of estate and family considerations. Whatever that means, but that's simply all Wick and his partners would say when asked why. Now, there was other things too, other reasons for it, but that was majority of the reason of what they kept telling every news station and reporters that would ask them. So again, I don't know what that means as someone that's just a regular guy and doesn't do business. I'm just gonna nod my head and act like I know what that means. Now, there was also reports too that the Celtics, even though they are selling the team, they will still have part ownership. Again, it was reported that they're selling majority stake of the Celtics, not the entire franchise as a whole. It was reported that Wick and his partners will still have part ownership until the year 2028. Now, back to what I was saying, people were confused as to why they did this, and again, with the answer they gave, people are still confused. Honestly, the best way I can say this looking at it from a business perspective, again, I don't know much, so I'm going by what I know. I guess it just seems like the right time for them to sell the team. And the reason it might sound crazy, even though they just won a championship, is because this is the highest the Celtics probably will ever be in value, especially since, again, they just won a championship. So why not sell the team now? And with them having still part ownership until 2028, they're going to be there for basically most of this I won't call it dynasty, but this little team that they built will basically be good until around that time. So it makes sense to keep that team until then, and hopefully by that time they've won one or two more championships, at least with the team they built. So that's kind of the idea there with 2028. By that time, it seems like that little team of theirs will be close to its end, if not already over. So it does seem like a good, smart business decision to do, and especially with the team being as great as they are, I'm sure they're going to get a lot of money from whoever decides to buy the team. Now, as of recording, there hasn't been any names that I heard of as of right now that bought the team. I'm sure there's many, many people that are interested in it, but I haven't heard anyone officially say that they are making plans to buy the team. And with Wick and his partners announcing this all so sudden, I'm sure they already have a name in mind of who they're going to sell it to. But again, we'll just have to wait and see on how that goes. So for now, it's just kind of a wait and see thing. And I'll tell you one thing though, they are definitely going to get a lot of money for whoever they sell it to. I wouldn't be surprised if if it's double digits in the billions. Like this could be probably one of the highest selling uh teams ever, probably in history, being sold. Like it's going to be a lot of money, this team, especially not only since they won a championship, but now they have the most championships in NBA history. That Wake and his partners are going to get money, so good on them. um, I don't really know how much this will change the franchise. I mean, I guess it would technically change a lot because it's a new ownership and stuff, but again, we'll just have to wait and see on that. The next segment that we will talk about is about the Detroit Pistons and getting a new coach hiring. So, after a little bit of, searching with the Detroit Pistons, they finally found a new coach, and that new coach is JB Bickerstaff, who was formerly with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Bickerstaff, this will be his fourth head coaching job that he has had, with his previous three being Houston, Memphis, and as I said, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, when it comes to Bickerstaff, this is great news for him for getting a new head coaching job so quickly after being fired from the Cavaliers, which again was very shocking, but hearing from reports, it seems like the chemistry with the team and the coach wasn't as great as, well, we thought it was. Now, this was supposed to be good news for the Detroit Pistons as well, since they got a great coach who has shown to be able to lead a team and lead them to the playoffs and potentially be NBA champions. But unfortunately, I can't say that about the Detroit Pistons, because we said that about Monty Williams when he got hired with the Pistons and he proceeded to get fired a year later. So, we can't really celebrate this for the Detroit Pistons, because they've shown even if you're a good coach, it doesn't mean your job is guaranteed, and they're just going to blame you for whatever reason it was. Because again, it was very strange how the Pistons would fire Monty Williams, especially since she did a pretty good job. I just hope JB Bickerstaff won't have the same fate and can hopefully stay with this team for at least majority of his contract. At the end of the day, the only people I feel bad for in this organization are the Pistons players. This is another year where they have to go through a new coach hiring, and I just really hope this doesn't stunt the growth of these players for becoming something great in the future. So all I can say now is I wish JB Bickerstaff all the best luck in the world, and I hope he can just help this team not be bad. Now let's move on to the next segment. The final segment that we will talk about on today's episode is about Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker on Tuesday, July 2nd, announced that he will be retiring from basketball. After 12 NBA seasons, being a four-time All-Star, and is the all-time leading scorer for the Charlotte Hornets, Kemba Walker decided to hang up the shoes and that he's basically done. Kemba Walker was honestly a really good player, especially in his early years when he was in Charlotte, but unfortunately, with just injuries catching up to him, and honestly, it was mainly his knees, he was just not able to perform at the high level that he once did, and would do his final All-Star appearance. And I don't remember if it was his first or second year of the Celtics, but it was the 2019-2020 season would be his final All-Star appearance. After that, we didn't see him again in the All-Star game. He would then go to the New York Knicks in the 21-22 season, and then his final season would be with the Dallas Mavericks, which was last season, where he would only play 9 games. Again, Kemba Walker was a great player, and it's a shame that he wasn't able to win at least one ring before his career was all said and done. But there is good news, because Kemba Walker might still have that chance, because it was then announced the next day, July 3rd, that Kemba Walker has been hired by the Charlotte Hornets, the team that did draft him. Well, technically they were the Charlotte Bobcats, but you understand what I'm saying. Charlotte Bobcats, Charlotte Hornets, he was around that time. And it was announced by Charlotte that they are hiring him to be I believe they call it a player enhancement coach for the team. This is obviously great news for Kemba Walker, because Kemba Walker is a player that I feel like has a lot of knowledge to give to the NBA, a lot of these young guys, and help them succeed and fulfill their highest potential that they can. and he just put so much work, love, passion, blood, sweat, tears, everything into this league that it only makes sense for him to become a coach. And again, he just seems like a type of guy that's just gonna be a great coach. I'm very excited to see what this leads him to, and hopefully, maybe in the future, again, I don't know if Charlotte, because they're nowhere near championship contenders, but hopefully with his time there, maybe he'll be able to win a ring, even if it is him as a coach. So, congrats to Kemba Walker, congrats to the Charlotte Hornets for acquiring him as a coach, and I wish them both the best of luck in the future. And with that, that will be the end of episode 3 of the Big Basketball News. So I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Please make sure to like, comment down below anything you want to talk about, whether it was something I talked about in today's episode, or maybe some news that I didn't cover that you would like to talk about in the comments with others. So also make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Please share this video so we can get more subscribers. Again, I want to thank you all for helping me reach 400 subscribers on the channel. That was such a great milestone. I appreciate every single one of you. And I'm really wanting us to achieve our next milestone, which was to get 500 subscribers before the end of the summer, which I think we can still do if, again, we just all work together and make that happen. We'll see if that happens or not. If anything, it is what it is. Our year-end goal is to get to 1,000, which I think we can definitely do. So again, with your support, we can have that happen. So just make sure to share this video. It really helps a lot more than some of you may think. And when it comes to the free agency video, as I said, again, I apologize if you were waiting for me to talk about that in this weekly series, but I really wanted to dedicate a video just for that. I also do plan on doing a Paul George video and a DeMar DeRozan video talking about them joining the Kings and the 76ers respectively. Also, I might do a Klay Thompson video, but let me know if you guys really want to see one. I don't know if that's something you guys are interested. I'll probably mention it again in the other videos. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. Again, thank you all for watching episode 3 of the Big Basketball News Weekly series, and I hope you all have a great day.